Today, I'll develop the story of Eulung, the royal tombs of the Joseon dynasty and the world cultural heritage. The location is 255-41 Hunggung-로, 장흥면, 양주시, 경기도. The interpreters are operated by Yangju City Hall. Commentary time is 10:30, 13:30, 15 hour. Eulung is the grave site of the Gochang Shin clan, and not far away is the grave of his father Shin Su-gun. Due to the expansion of the road in front of tomb in the 1970s, the tomb keeper's house was moved inward, and the royal tombs area was reduced. Due to a military facility next door, it was not opened to the public until November 14, 2019. Admission is free. There are clear traces of bullets on the monument, showing that it was a fierce battlefield during the Korean War. The grave of Shin Su-gun is at 72 일령리, 장흥면, 양주시, 경기도. Eulung is the tomb of Queen Dangyang, the first consort of King Jungjong, the 11th king of the Joseon dynasty, and is in the form of a single burial mound. When Queen Dangyang was reinstated in 1739, it was newly created as a posthumous queen tomb system in the later Joseon dynasty. The entrance and the ceremonial space include the Hongsalmun Gate, a Panwi, an incense path, a king's path, 정자가, and the monument. The Kumcheongguk bridge in the royal tomb does not appear to be there. Subokban has foundation stones, but it has not been restored, and there is no trace of Surakan. This is Hongsalmun. This is Panwi. This is 정자가. This is 비가. Inside the monument, there is a tombstone engraved with the words Queen Dangyang of Joseon Dynasty Eulung. Retaining stones and stone railings were omitted for a burial mound and stone statue of civil officials, stone houses, stone lantern, stone spirit dice, stone pillars, a pair of stone lambs, and stone tigers were placed around the tomb. In general, 2 pairs of stone lamb and stone tiger are placed around the tomb, but only 1 pair is placed to make a difference because Eulung was a posthumously honored royal tomb. Stone tiger and stone civil officer. When King Jungjong's deposed wife Shin passed away in 1557, at the age of 71, a tomb was created as the gravesite of a maternal family member, the Gochang Shin clan. Afterwards, she was reinstated in 1739, and her tomb was named Eulung and newly built following the example of Jeongnung and Sarung. Queen Dangyang Shin clan was born in 1487 as the daughter of Shin Su-gun, Ikchangpu Wongun, whose main residence was Gochang, and the Cheongwon couple Lady Han. In 1499, she married King Seongjong's son, Grand Prince Jinseong, and became his wife. In 1506, when Grand Prince Jinseong ascended to the throne due to the King Jungjong rebellion, she was installed as queen. However, Queen Dangyang was deposed 7 days after she was crowned queen on the grounds that her father was a traitor. Her father, Shin Su-gun, was Yeonsanggu's brother-in-law and opposed King Jungjong's rebellion. When Queen Changyong, the second queen of King Jungjong, passed away in 1515, there was a series of reinstatement of Queen Shin, but it was cancelled. She passed away at the age of 71 at her private residence in 1557. 182 years after her death, she was reinstated in 1739, gave her posthumous title as Queen Dangyang, and her spirit tablet was enshrined as Jongmyo Shrine. Chima Bawi, a love that continued even after Queen was deposed. It is said that King Jungjong always missed his former queen, even at Gyeongbokgung Palace. Queen Dangyang, who learned of this, is said to have shown her honest intentions by having a servant place the red scarf she wore on the rock overlooking Gyeonghae-ru at the front of Inwangsan Mountain near her house so that King Jungjong could recognize it. This is the story of Mountain Inwang's cut rock that has been passed down like a legend to this day. This shows that the affection between the two people continued even after she was deposed. On November 15, 1544, Jungjong Annals records there is a rumor that deposed Queen Xin was brought into the palace, which shows that King Jungjong wanted to see Queen Dangyang until the moment of his death. Chimabuyulag and Gyeonghae-ru are about 1.5 km apart in a straight line. 경모사 is at 72 일령리, 장흥면, 양주시, 경기도. This shrine is located 10 minutes away from Ollung, where the memorial tablet of Queen Dangyang's father Shinsu-gun is enshrined. Shinsu-gun is the brother-in-law of King Yeonsan-gun and the father-in-law of King Jungjong. The memorial tablets of the younger brothers Shin-su-kyum and Shin-su-young, who choose to die along with their older brother Shinsu-gun, are also enshrined. This Gyeongmosa temple has a shrine, Daesammun, the keeper's house, and Asoga, Daemun, managerial house, and the Jeongyemun was built. In the garden, the gravestones of Jang Seong-gong, Ko Chang-pu-won-gun, and Shin-do-gong, Ik Chang-pu-won-gun have been preserved, and there is a Shin-do-gong graveyard halfway up the mountain behind, and there are stone steps leading up to it. This is the signboard of Gyeongmosa. Shin-su-gun, a realist, left during the reign of King Yeonsan-jo, who served his lord by death. In keeping with the great righteousness according to the righteous principles, Shin-su-kyum and Shin-su-young, realists who followed their older brother Shin-su-gun and chose death. King Yeongjo called the three brothers the Sri Chung-shin, and the Shin-do-gong was especially given an inscription called Gogum Dong-chung, and had him build a Aseogak and issued his royal subject to Gyeongyemun. We can say that he is a great example of a scholar who gave up his life and all his glory for the greater good. Yeongjo's handwriting, Gogum Dong-chung of Aseogak. In 1506, when he was serving as the left councillor, Park Won-jong and others intended to abolish Yeonsan-gun and install Shin-su-gun's son-in-law, Shin Seong-taeon-gun, as the new king, and they asked which of his sisters or daughters were important to find out his true feelings. In response, Shin-su-gun got up and said, "Although the king is fierce, I live with trust in the intelligent crown prince." A few days before the day of rebellion, Park Won-jong visited Shin-su-gun again and expressed his intention to rebel by switching the two generals by playing janggi, and when Shin-su-gun threw a janggi ball and shouted, "Cut my head instead," judging that he could not hold the revolt together, Park Won-jong killed Shin Su-gun at the Sugakyo Bridge by ordering Shin Yun-moo, Lee Chim, and others. His chamberlain tried to block it with his body and died on the spot, and his younger brothers Shin Su-kyum and Shin Su-young were also killed. Shin Su-gun's daughter Shin Klan was crowned queen by King Jung-jong, but she was demoted on ordinary people by Park Won-jong and others, fearing that she would become angry in the future and was expelled to her main family. When Queen Changyong, the second queen of King Jung-jong, passed away in 1515, the Sarim faction Kim Jong and Park Sang attempted to restore Shin, but failed to come true. Devoted Shin Klan died at the age of 71 in 1557 and was buried in family burial ground and was reinstated as Queen Tangyong in 1739, and her tomb was upgraded to Orleung. In 1739, Fanny's daughter Shin Klan was reinstated as Queen Tangyong. Shin Su-gun was also posthumously appointed to Yeongjong as the king's father-in-law and appointed Ikchang Buwon-gun. His posthumous name is Shin-do. A shrine, memorial stone, and a tombstone were constructed to honor him.